Thank you very much, Kenneth. First of all, as the Inspectorate of Government, we looked at the legal and policy gaps that were basically undermining the effective execution of our mandate as the Inspectorate of Government. And we took time, identified some of the challenges, and we looked at the strategic objectives and improved them. We said, now, strategic objective 1, we want to foster active citizen participation in prevention of corruption, and that's why I was talking about the engagement of citizens. And then we want to strengthen mechanisms for prevention and detection of corruption, especially in the public sector. And we also looked at enhancing enforcement of the leadership code. You have rightly said I supervise the leadership code of conduct. We want to enhance compliance to laws and rules and also strengthen our institutional mandate so that we are able to deliver. So as an institution, we looked at the intended long-term effect. We looked at improving transparency, accountability, and anti-corruption in our work, and also improving compliance. And we came up with strategic priorities which would help us achieve this plan. Basically, one was to strengthen investigations and prosecution of high-profile, impact, and syndicated corruption through enhancing prosecution-led and money laundering investigations by the Inspectorate of Government. And then also looking at strengthening the leadership code, where we are now going to use the AI-driven analytics and specialized skills to improve verifications
you are going
and
AI.
declarations. Yes, asset tracing and recovery, and also we want to deter instances where people under-declare or over-declare, and basically enhance the specialized capacity for enforcement when it comes to declarations. And then also in terms of capacity, Director told you we are training and skilling and equipping our staff with new skills by training, refresher courses. We want to strengthen the capacity in investigations, in asset recovery and declaration verification to support effective enforcement. And also we want to mainstream the TAC. This is transparency, accountability, and anti-corruption initiatives in ministries, departments, agencies, and local governments. And then we want to establish the sectoral ombuds. We told you we are vice president of African Ombuds Association, but we want to strengthen the sectoral ombuds where the IG ombuds function, and also want to promote fairness in administration, in responsiveness and accountability within key service delivery sectors, and also leverage digital technologies and integrated systems to strengthen prosecution, to strengthen investigation, while also enhancing efficiency and transparency, because I talked about reducing the human contact, and we are building and improving systems. So under the key strategic shifts in the new plan, you realize, Kenneth, that we are now moving from the reactive complaint-driven investigations to the intelligence-led investigations, which is risk-based investigations, leveraging statutory reports, and looking at value for money, looking at audit findings and forensic analysis and targeted spot checks. So previously you had people complaining that, you know, when we go to the Inspectorate of Government and report a case, within no time it is out and the people we are reporting already know. So we are now very serious on that. That's why we're taking the intelligence. No. Irrespective of whether we have it, we're using the intelligence approach, intelligence-led approach, which is risk-based investigations, and we're able to protect the people. And then from case-by-case resolutions of ombudsman complaints to systemic interventions, we're going to do systemic studies, we're going to do systemic interventions, and also establish the sectoral ombuds, which I had just talked about. So that means we are moving, shifting from basic data screening to AI-driven verifications as well, and then from output focus to output-driven performance. And now, Kenneth, this will mean we are going to basically be improving on measurable results and impact over mere activity completion to ensure that our interventions are really having impact. And then we want to move from relying on solely anti-corruption agencies to the whole government approach, where the agencies in government sit together and agree on strategic solutions. Like you heard about this problem of the service commissions and sale of jobs. We want a whole government approach where we are coming with tools, we are coming with guidelines to help people do their work better through mainstreaming anti-corruption measures across sectors, across ministries, departments, and agencies. And then we want to move from the manual processes to digital. We are on a digital journey now where we have the automated system, mainstreaming our IG operations within the institution, and then we want to enhance efficiency, improve on data accuracy, and also enable real-time evidence-driven decision-making. And this is how the complainant will be able to click on a button and see where we are with the investigations. He will know that now there is an investigation plan. He will know that this matter has been sanctioned, they have reached this level, it is being taken for prosecution, and so on. So some of this will basically help us to achieve our targets, and if we are to measure progress, it will be easy to get feedback. And I believe even the CPI ranking will improve greatly, because now this will have highlighted some of the things we are going to be doing as the Inspectorate of Government. Right. Then we also have the flagship interventions, which are basically for the 5 years ahead in the strategic plan, where we are basically institutionalizing the intelligence-led and prosecution-driven investigations. We want to deploy AI in our declarations, in the leadership code verification system, and then we want to scale the asset tracing and recovery mechanisms. We reported what we have recovered, but we want to scale it up. And this will strengthen asset recovery function, and also the financial investigations will be able to confiscate and also recover the proceeds of corruption. And even as we implement a transformative anti-corruption education and behavior change programs, we want to roll out a nationwide evidence-based civic education and societal norms change strategy, where we're talking about the mindset change in the fight against corruption, where we are shifting public attitudes from tolerance of corruption to active integrity and citizen accountability, where the citizen will own the war and say, well, I am patriotic because I love my country. I will not see corruption happening and I keep quiet.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think one of the biggest challenges in the fight against corruption is we talked about it, the social norms and beliefs. A big percentage of Ugandans believe that the fight against corruption is a preview of the Inspectorate of Government. And then they look on when things are happening and they wait and actually blame one institution or two or three, probably even blaming government for not acting. Yet, we all need to get involved, because corruption happens everywhere. Corruption has very many forms, manifests in very many forms. So I think the biggest challenge and what we are calling upon every Ugandan is to get involved in the fight against corruption, so that we all get to know that these resources are our own resources, and when they are wasted, then it is our life welfare which is being affected. I think that is the most important thing. And the good thing now, even the curriculum has components of accountability issues, so that people get that civic awareness to be able to get involved in this fight which all affect all of us. Of course, the second one is always resources. Like you mentioned, if you look at when we talk about maybe prosecutors and investigators, we're not talking about thousands who are supposed to be covering this country, but we have a few of them, and they are, like Doctor was giving statistics. If you are getting 10,000, you are getting up complex in 10,000s, then, and you are very few to that level, then it means that becomes a very big challenge. So I think the other challenge is our internal capacity. You mentioned about it, because corruption is so dynamic. The fraudsters are changing every day, and things are changing. Now it's digital. So if you were if you were an excellent investigator who is looking at papers now cryptocurrency and all that kind, the wallet, things have changed a lot, that now fraud is being committed not on paper but on the computer. So we find we need to upscale ourselves to the level where we can match the fraudsters. That's a big challenge, because the advancement now we are talking about actually on daily basis, if not every second, things are changing. With this AI, can actually help us trace the corrupt, but it can also be used for corruption in your attendance. So how do we quickly, change ourselves up, scale our capacity to be able to fit in? So those are some of them. But the biggest, which I don't want, I'm just repeating, strategically, is the support of everyone getting involved, the media, the technocrats, the professional associations, the citizens, those ones. That's why TAC, we believe that if mainstreaming TAC is one of our strategies to address this corruption. TAC meaning that the MDAs or the institution, the public institutions and the district administration and all that, they should have their own battle. They should play their own role, because at the moment they do all. People are tempted to do all the dirt and waiting for IG or Auditor General to uncover. So if you have not uncovered, if you have not gone to school, then everything becomes normal. So why are the government institutions, all of them, not taking up the responsibility and the commitment to address this corruption? Because it affects service delivery. It affects everyone. Yeah, so I think we believe that when everyone has gotten involved, or when many have gotten involved, when we have mainstreamed attack, then corruption will greatly reduce.
All right. Let's go to the views of